2.4. Using external images for style. Many authors might use Pinterest to build a mood board of a vibe they want for their book cover. Here's one that someone sent me, and the question is, can we take this and use it to create a book cover image using MidJourney and get a nice vintage pulp horror style like these? The answer is yes, and this is how I do it. Rather than taking the images from our likes page, we'll be taking them from our uploaded images, which, if you remember, you'll find in the Create bar at the top by clicking on the little picture icon, and you'll see all the uploaded images. But how do we get the images from Pinterest into MidJourney? Let me show you. So firstly, let's take our 5 favorite images for this and copy and paste them into the MidJourney Create bar. I like this one. So I'll right-click and copy image, go back to MidJourney, click on the Create bar and right-click and paste. Let's get some more. This one is nice. Also, let's run with this. I like the colors on this one. And a final one. At this stage, I'm not going to use these images directly yet, but it's great to have them all copied into our account. Copying them to a Create bar will upload and save them to your account for any future use. So we can delete the images from the Create bar for the moment because they're still saved here. Whilst we're here, although we're talking about styles, I'm going to give you another tip. Sometimes you want to work out how MidJourney understands prompts for subject. And we can actually get this by clicking on the eye icon. Be patient because this takes a little while, but you'll see all the descriptions that MidJourney thinks this image is made from. And we can click on the individual descriptions and it will copy them into the Create bar. So I'm going to click on a woman in a white gown stands before an old castle at night, vintage pulp cover, full body illustration, full body portrait, which I think will be enough of the subject to make this work with this example. Click on back, which will take us to our images. And then let's drag one of our images into the Create bar. And as we're going to use the images as a style reference, we need to click on the little paperclip to make the image a style reference. And let's remove the original image where we took the subject description tags from and then hit enter to run it. And hey presto, we get that perfect style. And now we can try the same thing with the other images. So I'd click on Use, remove that picture, click on our images and try another. Remember to select the paperclip icon again. Or another. In fact, let's try all 5. Let's try the third source picture that we uploaded. And now let's try the 4th image. All the while trusting our eyes as to what appeals to us with the results. And finally, let's try the last one. It's exactly the same principle as using our likes from the Explore page, or we can even try all 5 styles at once. Remember to click on the paperclip icon on all 5. Or any combination of the styles. Until we hit on one we like. So let's run with this one here. But actually, this is not the perfect subject yet because I want her in a side profile, and actually I want her with red hair and in a yellow dress. So let's make those edits. There you go, job done. Whilst we're here with our image that we like, let's have a little talk about sizing up the image for a book cover. So far, we've been working with a squared up aspect ratio. The reason for this is that MidJourney always likes to fill the whole space with any image it makes. If we'd been working with a taller image, it would have filled the whole space with the character. And we want lots of nice, lovely, negative space for our text. Just as a quick test, let's run this prompt again, but with a 5:8 aspect ratio, which is the correct aspect ratio for a book cover. So click on Use. In the Create bar, let's add a piece of code that adds the aspect ratio we want with --AR space 5:8 and then hit Enter. You'll see that the woman is filling the whole of the frame. There is no space for text. So how do we create space for text? Simple. Let's right-click on an image that we like and go to More and click on the editor. This will take us to a new page we've not seen before, the editor. On this page, we can change the aspect ratio. So let's click on 2:3. I know that it's not 5:8, but we're going to crop this image later on in this course, but it's as close as it offers us inside of the editor. You'll see that it's created a transparent background behind our generation with the checkerboard pattern. It also allows us to scale the image down for even more space. Here at the top, let's make the main image slightly smaller. And if we imagine the text is going to be at eye level on this cover, then we need to move the subject down the page. Now we do that by grabbing the middle handle in the image and moving it down. We can imagine where our text is going to go on this. My tip here is to not leave this to chance. So in the prompt box, let's tell it what we want exactly. So delete the complete text from the prompt box and type in the single word, sky. Don't worry, it will continue the rest of the images into that space. It's not going to cut it off with just sky. And finally, we hit submit in the bottom right-hand corner to run those changes. Let's go back to the Create page and see what it's created. It feels more spacious now, with a place where we can put text without having to draw over the main image. My advice here is whatever you're trying to achieve with your space, use simple, single words for the prompt, like sky, ground, blank. And you can also utilize the negative prompting --no if you're finding it's creating elements you don't want, such as --no sun or --no moon. But creating in an aspect ratio of 1:1 definitely allows us to expand after the fact for our lovely negative space. So what if we don't want to use Pinterest as a source for our style reference images? You can literally go look anywhere on the internet for images and copy and paste them into your MidJourney account. Let's get really cheeky now and go look for some urban paranormal romance book covers 2024 on Google Images. Let's click on this one, then right-click and copy. Go back to MidJourney and paste it into the Create bar. And massive apologies to whichever author this book cover belongs to. And type a magic lass with a purple magic aura. Remember to select the paperclip icon and see what that gives us. Bingo. Pretty straightforward stuff. To recap this section, firstly, if we want to use a style we see anywhere on the internet, all we need to do is copy and to paste the image into the Create bar, remembering to select the paperclip icon to set it as the style. And secondly, designing in the aspect ratio of 1:1 allows us to expand the image to create space for the text using the editor. So this method of using a style reference is such an easy tool to get the perfect aesthetic we want. But what happens if you ask MidJourney to create an image with truly strange images as a style reference, things that shouldn't match? Well, in the next section, we're about to find out, and it's probably my favorite way to experiment. So let's go a little crazy, shall we?